Okay, let's rebuild another cold steel, redesign it the way it should have been. They kind of did that with Recon Hawk, but I got a lot of trench hawks laying around, so I want to build the trench hawk up like a Recon Hawk with a all steel handle. Let's go take a look, shall we? This is where I'll show some of my welding. And I'm only going to show welding today because I don't want you to have to watch, hours and hours of hand grinding. I'll demo it for you right here. I just rounded that off. I've taken all of the rust off of this piece of scrap iron that I just found. It won't be used for anything else. I've got my channel ground in there, and I'm just going to lay it in there with my good old arc welder that I grew up with. This is my first welder that I ever welded with as a youngster. Okay, so that's what I'm doing the hawk with. Kind of don't have any other choices either. So let's get to doing some welding. We'll inner tube wrap this handle, maybe put a piece of lanyard on there, make it look kind of nice, and then we'll test it. That will be the next video, separate video. So yeah, let's weld. Okay, we'll run a few more beads like that, and we'll take a look when I get some beads run. I'll straighten that up on the anvil a little bit. Still a little warm. Not too bad. Kind of rough, but that'll have to do. I'm going to do some inner tube wrapping about right from here to about there. Little piece of paracord bumper on the bottom there, I think. Okay. It's never really going to be very pretty with an old arc welder. You just got to keep beating up and then grinding back down. You're kind of making a jacket over the two pieces of metal, and then grinding it down as nice as you can. And there you go. I may need some help on tempering this handle if we would ever need to do that. It's definitely going to be a handle that bends. It's not a spring steel handle. So there we are, trench hawk with a steel handle. It's definitely going to throw nice. It's really a pretty heavy hawk. It will definitely be a great utility hawk for light firewood splitting, breaking out ice out of doors and stuff like that. The trench hawk is a nice tomahawk. They just really needed to be able to build some type of a steel handle on that hawk. That's all. Like that Recon hawk, they nailed it when they came out with that one. If they'd have just done that with 1055 carbon, like the trench hawks were, they'd have been better, but they're still a pretty good hawk. You know, speaking of which, we'll take a look at it. Okay, trench hawk with a welded steel handle on it. And that's the Recon hawk right there. So that's kind of what I was going for. Looks like I stayed with my trench hawk length simply because it's a bigger hawk. I think it's probably the right thing to do. Not too bad. Might be just a tiny bit crooked, but like I say, this handle bends. Next video, we split some firewood with this. We'll throw both of these side by side, and I'll see you then. Oops, we're not done yet. Like I said, a piece of paracord on the back here. Just kind of like an air brake while it's being thrown. It'll delay rotation. This will be a long range throwing hawk here. And like I said, it's pretty heavy, so going to be a lot of utility. All right, I'll pause out and get some inner tube wraps started. Okay, I'll get an inner tube, commonly referred to as Ranger bands, right? Let me get another one started here. It's kind of difficult when you're doing that much length. You'll have to try and just adjust accordingly. Remember not to put that paracord. Don't put your paracord tail in until you get this done, okay? For any of those that ever want to try and make this work, you know. Try and tighten this up a little bit more. If I could just get one more wrap on this one without breaking it. One more. Ugh. Can be very hard on the fingers. So if you got an extra one left over and it's not like tight enough, work that all the way up there. Now this one will be easier because I'm going to start right there. So I'll be able to get a lot tighter wrap on the very last wrap because I'll be towards the top. We're just going to figure 8. Just like that. Make sense? Almost have to have a vise. I've done this without a vise, and you can get that to work. On my cutlass, I was able to do it without a vise. I got a cutlass that I did an inner tube wrap handle on it. And I don't know if I'll do any more here. I wonder if I could try and space this out a lot here. And I'm really stepping up my space so that I don't get this too thick, you know what I mean? Try that. I'll work that down there. We'll do one more. That's enough material right there. I want it to be able to throw a little bit, so that's a nice little taper right there. Let's give it a little more material down there. I tell you, I like the way that Recon Hawk turned out with the paracord. That, or not paracord. It's basically rope the same, about the same size as the paracord on that Recon Hawk that you see right here. Turned out pretty good. I like that. Could have done that on this handle too. But like I said, this hawk turned out a little bit heavy for being a throwing hawk. I kind of like that. That's feeling pretty good. I guess it does kind of maneuver kind of nice, huh? The test video will tell all. All right, that'll work. Get that paracord looped in there quick. Could just do a little loopy-de-loop like that. That should do. Just like that. One little overhand loop. And like I said, it's more like just a tassel to act as a bumper. Kind of a speed brake. Technically, you'd call it an air brake because as it's flying through the air, this slows the rotation. Okay? And it gives you something to kind of hang on to. You can try that too if you want to on your throwing hawks. If you don't like it, just take it off, right? And that'll hang up and everything too. All right, I'm liking it. I'm Dead Wolf. See you soon on the next one. Till then, take care, everyone. You know we're gonna have this kind of fun. And that's it for Tomahawk Cold Steel build.